can be heroes just for one day.
Remember when you were very young, who you considered to be your heroes? Maybe it was Superman, Batman, or Barbie doll. Maybe it was Michael Jordan, or now Jeremy Lin. And for those with the music perspective, it may have been the likes of Madonna, the Foo Fighters, or even Justin Bieber. And let's not forget about the likes of an Abraham, Moses, and of course, Queen Esther. If you really think about it though, the real hero is not always terribly well known and certainly not famous. Just hours ago, we the Jewish people celebrated the festival of Purim. Purim is a holiday not only of the celebration of the survival of the Jewish people, but it is one of heroism. You see, Esther was a young woman, a modest woman, who truly risks her very own existence to plead for the survival of the Jewish people. As Esther approaches her husband, the king, to beg for the salvation of her own people, she puts her life on the line. Not all of us in our lives are going to be a Queen Esther. However, each one of us does have the capacity to have heroic moments in our lives. We learn in the Midrash about another hero, a man by the name of Nachshon ben Aminadav. But the Midrash defines him as a hero because he puts the lives of others before his very own. He puts his trust into God and risks his life to help his people. He is unassuming, courageous, strong, and selfless. He's the first man to take a leap of faith and jump into the water before the seas even split. This idea of heroism does not stop with the parting of the Red Sea. I come from a very large family, and most of them live in Israel. One of my cousins, Sadok, served in the Israeli army in places like the Ramallah and Jenin, where he was a tzנחan, a paratrooper and an officer. And while visiting our family a few years back, Sadok, after some urging on my part, shared some of the stories of his experience in the army. Sadok, after his 3 years in the army, remained for another year in order to be an officer, where he served in Jenin. While he was in Jenin, 6 of his army buddies, friends who he went to officers' course with, were killed. You see, the philosophy in the Israeli army is very unusual. In the Israeli army, the officers are taught to say, Acharai, after me. Young Jewish kids putting their lives on the line in order to protect each other, their families, and their country. That is what leadership is all about. Acharai, after me. We learn in the Talmud that a hero is one who is mighty, one who conquers his evil impulse, as it is written, he who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules over his spirit than he who conquers a city. Yes, Moses is a great biblical hero, and so is Joshua and Esther, the Maccabees, so many others, names we all know. But there are so many other heroes like the Nachshon ben Aminadavs in the world. Today's Israeli and American soldiers, so many anonymous individuals who know they may be called upon, and all those who simply struggle to survive and live their lives to maybe see another day in making this world a better place. Our everyday heroes are those who make a difference in the world, who touch our lives, who spread the light of hope and faith. So this Shabbat, let's honor the heroes in our lives. Who knows, maybe our heroes are the people next to you at the movie theater, at the table next to you at a restaurant, sitting next to you at Shabbat services, or you yourself just may be someone's hero. As someone once said, God chooses ordinary people to change the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Be heroes just for one